Welcome you all to the lecture video session on project implementation phase, networking techniques, and how to evaluate a project to understand the benefits or the challenges that it can have. There are certain networking techniques which have been developed for the project implementation, which are very popular one, and which gives an understanding about the project, that how the project could do whether it is going to do well in the coming days or within the stipulated time or not. Some of the networking techniques are PERT, CPM, GERT, that is GERT is nothing but graphical evaluation and review technique, WRSP, that is workshop analysis scheduling program, LOB is a line of balance. Out of all these five networking techniques, two of the networking techniques are very popular. They are PERT and CPM. PERT is nothing but program evaluation and review technique, and CPM is nothing but the critical path method. There are certain stages for the timely implementation phase of the manufacturing facility. When we see different types of project, one as the project which is concerned with the manufacturing, and the other project which is service oriented, there are different steps that have to be done in order to implement the time and to avoid the overrun of the time. So the first step that is included, that is a most important step while implementing the time phase in the project implementation stage of a manufacturing facility is: the first one is project and engineering design, second one is the negotiation and contracting, third one is the construction, fourth one is the training, and the fifth one is the plant and commissioning. These are the five different stages which gives the timely implementation in the five different stages of manufacturing facilities. For the experience of implementation of the project, we need to understand what could be the reasonable cost, and we need to understand that at what cost the break-even analysis would go with the projected break-even analysis time. So with this, there are three different types of methods where we can calculate the cost, reasonable cost at which the project can be implemented. The first one is adequate formulation of the projects. Second one is the use of principle of responsibility accounting, and the third one is the use of network techniques. We are going to see that what is the importance of network techniques, and then we will understand the different network techniques in detail, and we will be able to understand why the implementation schedule has to be formed by every entrepreneur. When we understand the implementation schedule, we need to understand a little about the project implementation phase. When we do the evaluation, when we do the feasibility study, after doing the feasibility study, we will do the analysis, and then we will see whether the project is going to be the potential project out of all the projects that are available. The next stage is going to be the project implementation phase. During the project implementation phase, every entrepreneur has to prepare a timetable, and this timetable has to have the tasks, and that has to be done in the months. And what are the different types of tasks that goes on the priority? So the network, after the network which has been prepared, the project authorities are now, they will be ready to find out that what is going to be the first task or the main task during the implementation of the project. So to have the successful implementation of a project, that depends on how well the entrepreneur prepares the network of the project and how well the network has been designed. So during the course of the implementation, there are several factors. There are many factors which arise, which cannot be understood or which cannot be anticipated. It could be due to any emergency that may get into the project schedule and may overrun or may alter the time schedule that is already planned. So initial network may get deviated, and these variants have to be recorded so as to understand the cost that has incurred, extra cost that has incurred due to the variance in the project time schedule. So the number of network techniques which I mentioned in the earlier slide, like PERT, GERT, or which could be the LOB, or which could be the WRSP. Out of all these, two methods are very popular. They are PERT and CPM. So before understanding the PERT and the CPM in length, we need to understand that why the implementation schedule has to be prepared by the. So the timely implementation of the project is very important in order to avoid the overcost or the overrun of the time and the cost that is associated with it. Normally in India, the delay in the project implementation, it has become a common feature. But if we develop a PERT chart or the Gantt chart, it would enable the engineer or it would enable the project manager to understand the time that is involved in each task and where exactly the delays are happening, and it will be possible to plug the time delay. So the implementation phase of an industrial project is going to involve the setting up of the manufacturing facilities, and then it consists of several stages. The first stage of the in the implementation of the project is going to be the project and the engineering design, and the second stage is going to be the negotiating and contracting. Third one is the construction, and the fourth one is the training, and then the fifth one is the plant and commissioning. Translating the investment proposal into a concrete project is a task. It is going to be a very complex and it is a time consuming and the risky task. So the delays in the implementation would definitely add the cost to it, which is going to lessen or which is going to reduce the profit that is anticipated. So in order to do that, we already addressed that there are three different types of techniques. One is the adequate formulation and the other one is the use of principle. So let's understand the implementation table that is to be drawn by every entrepreneur. The first task in the first month is the formulation of the project report. After this is done, application for the term loan at in this stage, term loan and the working capital may get sanctioned under the single window scheme if the entrepreneur approaches any of the state financial body, and that can be the application has to be given for the finance that is projected for the term loan. Term loan always covers the infrastructure, and so it will be possible for the entrepreneur to get the machineries and the infrastructure that is involved in it. After the term loan application is done, the third stage will be the sanctioning of the term loan, depending on the various the statutory terms and where exactly the entrepreneur goes for the financial assistance. And after this, the possession of the land. If the entrepreneur is going to apply for the KEADB, then they are going to give the land, or the entrepreneur may go for the building itself. Next, if the land is if the land application is given, after getting the land, then the building has to be constructed, which is going to be the fifth most important activity or the task. After getting the building, it is not sufficient to have only the building or the shell. So we need to have the power and water in order to have a manufacturing facility. So even that will become the sixth phase or the sixth task. After getting the infrastructure like building, power and water, then the order for the machinery will be placed, looking at the various credentials of the supplier and the suitability of the plant and machinery which is required to carry out the task. So after this, after the machineries are received, once the machineries are ready, then the installation of the machinery would happen. After the machinery, parallelly probably the manpower recruitment process will start. And once the recruitment is finalized, the manpower recruitment is finalized depending on the number of people that they are involved or it is required in order to carry the activity. Then after the recruitment is happened, then the trial production would start. This is going to be the implementation phase that every entrepreneur has to prepare. And there are two different types of aspects to the project management. It is not only important for a company to establish a new facility, but it also should have two different aspects have to be considered by the project management team. So they are, one is the human phase and then the human aspect of the project management, and the second one is the administrative aspect of the project management. What is this human aspects? Any successful project will see a satisfaction from in terms of human relationships, because when Hawthorne experiments have been done, then it reflected that the majority of the task that is done by the human being comes out of the belongingness that is towards the task or towards the facility where they are working. So if there is a belongingness, then obviously the satisfaction that is achieved by the human being would be more than what the salary that they draw or what the environment that is provided by the factory. The belongingness to the task, belongingness to the work is going to be successful. That will turn the task. So for the successful implementation of the project, satisfactory human relationship between the top management, middle management and the lower management is a must. To work in a team, there should be a chemistry which is going to make the success to come with the hard work that is done by the team. So to achieve this human relationship in the project setting, the project manager has to work out with the team, and the project manager has to understand the limitations of each and every human being who is involved in the particular task with the team, and they have to handle the project manager has to handle the problems and challenges in a very successful manner. So to do this, the project manager has to have 4 different type of qualities, that is these challenges are related to authority, orientation, motivation and the group functioning. What is this authority? Authority, all these 4 factors are the human aspects of the project management. So when we think about the authority, in project management, the project manager whose activities are cut across the functional lines of the command, it takes a desired local authority. There will be the authority that is in place, which is going to give the order and which is also going to give a work relationship with the subordinates in the team. So when the project manager is in the formal control that emanates from the contracts and then the agreement, if the outside agencies are involved in it. So when the outside agencies are involved in it, the project manager has to control the activity with respect to the quality and the execution purposes. So there he exerts the formal command, which is going to which may not be relished by everyone, but there will be different agencies who are involved in it, so that all agencies should work on the common understanding so that the work would not suffer any kind of delays. So the project manager's authority would be definitely critical, and his ability is going to be tested in developing the report, in developing a rapport among all the agencies, and then the project personnel. His skill is going to come into picture, and also the professional reputation of the project manager is going to be based on the way that he handles the all the agencies on the same platform. So it also, it is greatly connected to the communication and also the passion to the work. So once this authority exercise is completely taken care by the project manager, then the second one is going to be the orientation that is going to come into the picture. So here the most of the managers who works on the project are going to be engineers, or at least the technologists who are going to work. When the engineer assumes the responsibility of a manager, he or she, the person, is going to face some kind of difficulties in handling the team, because some people may not relish the way that the project manager handles the problem, because it's going to be really hard to convince every one of the team member. But it is the ability of the project manager to perform the task of planning, designing, organizing, directing, and also controlling the resources in a firm or in the team in the world of uncertainty, because everything is uncertain. So the project, right from the beginning, it is going to go on the anticipation. So as long as it projects further, as long as it gets developed further, it is going to be the uncertainty. Under the uncertainty, it is the ability of the project manager which comes into picture in order to have the orientation to develop the project to the fullest scale. So the project manager has to be creative, they have to have the vision, and the project manager is going to have the creative approach towards to solve any kind of non-programmed activities. There could be sudden activity that is going to come in between, but the project manager has to have the ability to handle it amidst all the planned activities. So the manager has to achieve the task or achieve the complete success of the task only when he takes everybody together, and it becomes a complete team management which is going to give the result. So next one is the task of the manager is to motivate every one of the team in the all the time. whether it is going to be the lower level or the mid level, the project manager has to motivate everyone and takes them towards the common goal or the objective, so that everybody would work without any kind of delays. And it also goes, the motivation largely goes with the people perception, and also the ability to understand and appreciate the people work, and also to correct them at the time of need and to give a helping hand at the time of understanding and developing them. So the fourth one and the last one is the group functioning. For building an effective group of the effective group, the company must have the genuine participation of every level of people, and there should be a participative style of management, so that everybody would understand that the task of their own, like the responsibility, and also they will participate in developing and building, and they will all work with a common objective. So with the managerial philosophy in place, the project manager can facilitate the development of the mutual trust and then the relationship which is going to yield and which is going to take the project towards a success. So in this task, the project manager ultimately has to have all kinds of leadership capabilities, sensitivity to understand the human nature, and also the perceptions, and also the concern for the welfare of the team and then the welfare of the others. The project manager has to have a maturity which would come with the experience, and there should not be any kind of biased approach. There should be impartial approach, and also it is to be honest and to be genuine project manager. The task is going to be very, very difficult to maintain the same pace at all the time. This is the human aspect of the project manager, project management by the project manager. See you all in the next video on the administrative aspect of the project management. Thank you everyone.